President William Ruto did not hide his feelings when he spoke about the situation surrounding Nnamdi Kanu. He looked straight at the issue and spoke with boldness that many people did not expect. Ruto said he has watched how things are going in Nigeria and how some leaders from the southeast have chosen to remain silent about Nnamdi Kanu's continued detention. He said it is wrong for leaders to pretend that they care about their people while, in truth, they are afraid to stand up for justice. According to Ruto, leadership is not about smiling for the cameras or saying sweet words. It is about taking action, especially when your people are in pain. He said any leader who cannot stand for the truth when it matters most is not a real leader. Ruto made it clear that he is not afraid to speak, even if his words make some people uncomfortable. He said, "I am disappointed with how some governors from the southeast are behaving. They speak like they love their people, but when it comes to action, they do nothing. If you say you are a leader, then lead with courage. Nnamdi Kanu is one of your own, and his matter should not be ignored because of fear. If you truly believe in justice, then you should speak up." Ruto continued by saying that he has seen how some of these governors act strong in front of the public, but behind closed doors, they beg for favor from higher powers. He said that type of leadership destroys trust and weakens the bond between the people and their leaders. In his words, it is not just Tinubu or the federal government that is responsible for Kanu's continued detention. Part of the blame also goes to those who refuse to demand his release with one strong voice. He said that in a time like this, silence is equal to betrayal. Keeping quiet when someone is being treated unfairly is the same as supporting the injustice. He said that leaders from the southeast should not act like they are helpless because they have the power to push for dialogue, to meet the president, and to demand justice. Ruto reminded them that the people who voted them into office expect them to represent their pain, not to hide from it. Ruto's tone was firm but honest. He said leadership comes with responsibility and sacrifice. He told them that they should not fear losing political favor or power because of doing the right thing. He said the world is watching, and history will remember who spoke up and who kept quiet. In his words, power is not forever, but truth lasts longer than any government. You can hold a position for 4 or 8 years, but your silence in times of injustice will never be forgotten. He also said that no government can claim to promote peace when it continues to hold a man who has strong support from his people without a fair resolution. He said peace cannot come from silence and oppression. It comes from dialogue and understanding. Ruto reminded African leaders that when one part of a country is in pain, the whole nation suffers. He said ignoring the cries from the southeast will only make the wounds deeper and the anger stronger. Ruto called on the governors to be real examples of leadership. He said they should go beyond social media statements or empty political meetings. He said they should visit Tinubu and talk to him face to face about releasing Nnamdi Kanu. According to him, if they cannot stand for their own people, then they have no right to call themselves representatives of the southeast. He added that fear has no place in leadership. A true leader must be willing to lose comfort for the sake of justice. He said, when you choose silence, you choose the side of the oppressor. When you choose to speak, you choose the side of truth. And even if you stand alone, truth will still defend you. Ruto also advised Tinubu to look at the matter with compassion. He said keeping Nnamdi Kanu in detention has done more harm than good and that a peaceful resolution will help both the government and the people. He said Nigeria has enough challenges already and that the best way forward is unity and fairness. He told the governors to stop thinking only about elections and political alliances. He said the people are watching and that they are losing faith in their leaders because of their silence. Ruto reminded them that power does not belong to any single person or group, it belongs to the people. When leaders forget that truth, they begin to lose the heart of leadership. Ruto ended his message by saying that freedom is not a gift that should be begged for, it is a right that must be defended. He said he stands for justice anywhere in Africa, and he will always speak when he sees wrong being done. He said that if the southeast governors do not rise now to defend their own, history will remember them as the ones who failed when their people needed them the most. With that, Ruto's words spread across social media and news platforms. Many Nigerians, especially those from the southeast, agreed with him. They said Ruto spoke the truth that many were afraid to say. Some people praised him for having the courage that their own leaders seemed to lack. His statement became a strong reminder that leadership is not about fear, but about truth, fairness, and the courage to stand for what is right. After President William Ruto's strong warning, the internet started to buzz with reactions. One of the loudest voices that came out in support of Ruto was VeryDarkMan, the popular Nigerian activist and social media personality known for speaking his mind without fear. He did not waste time before posting a long video where he praised Ruto for saying the truth that many Nigerian leaders have been too scared to say. In his usual direct tone, VeryDarkMan said that Ruto only spoke what every honest Nigerian already knows. He said the problem is not just with the federal government but also with some southeast governors who have decided to stay silent while Nnamdi Kanu continues to suffer in detention. He said, "Ruto just said what our own leaders should have said long ago. How can someone from another country speak up more boldly about Nnamdi Kanu than the people who are supposed to defend him?" He explained that most of the governors from the southeast have become too comfortable with power and position. They do not want to say anything that might offend those in Abuja because they fear losing their political seats. VeryDarkMan said that kind of leadership is weak and selfish. He said a real leader should not be afraid of losing power for the sake of truth. He continued, "When Ruto said some of them are acting like they care but doing nothing behind the scenes, he was 100% right. Some of these governors only talk when it favors them. When the people are crying for justice, they hide. When the heat is on, they pretend not to see. But when it is time to share power or contracts, they come out smiling." VeryDarkMan said that what Ruto said touched him deeply because it shows how outsiders see what is happening in Nigeria. He said it is shameful that an African leader from another country has to remind Nigerian governors to do their job. He said if the governors truly care about peace in the southeast, they must speak with one voice and demand that Nnamdi Kanu be released. He also talked about how ordinary people have suffered because of the silence of their leaders. He said the southeast used to be known for strength and unity, but now many people feel abandoned. According to him, the people no longer trust their governors because they only show up during elections or ceremonies. He said the same people who voted them into power are now disappointed because they cannot see any courage or boldness in them. VeryDarkMan went further to say that he respects leaders who are honest, even when they are not perfect. He said that truth is more powerful than money or position. He added that the governors should learn from Ruto's courage. He said Ruto is not even Nigerian, yet he had the heart to say what many in power here could not say. He said, "You governors should be ashamed that someone from another country has to defend your own brother. You are hiding behind politics, while another man is standing for justice. This is not leadership, it is cowardice. You cannot expect the people to respect you when you fear to speak the truth." VeryDarkMan also spoke about the importance of unity among the Southeast leaders. He said if they all come together with one message and one goal, Tinubu will have no choice but to listen. But when some of them are saying one thing and others are saying something else, it makes the movement weak. He said the division among them is one of the main reasons Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention. He reminded them that leadership is not about party or tribe. It is about doing what is right for the people. He said those who are silent now will soon face judgment from the same people they ignored. He said the internet does not forget, and one day, history will expose who stood for truth and who stood for silence. VeryDarkMan's message did not stop at criticism. He also encouraged the youth to keep speaking out peacefully. He said they should not allow fear to stop them from demanding justice. He said, "Don't wait for these governors to speak before you speak. Use your voice. Use your platform. Let them see that the people are not blind." He said the people's voice is stronger than any political office, and when people speak with unity, even those in power will tremble. He said the young people of the Southeast should not allow politicians to divide them with promises that never come true. He said they should keep reminding the world that Nnamdi Kanu's case is not just a political issue but a human rights issue. He ended his message by thanking President Ruto for being honest. He said, "Ruto spoke truth to power. He did what our leaders refused to do. And for that, he deserves respect." He said Ruto's courage should wake up the conscience of every leader in Nigeria, especially those in the southeast. VeryDarkMan's words spread fast on social media. Many people shared his video and praised him for being brave. Some said he spoke the minds of millions who are afraid to talk. His message became a new wave of awareness that reminded Nigerians that silence is dangerous when injustice continues. Even though some people attacked him online, saying he should not involve himself in politics, he replied calmly that speaking the truth is not about politics, it is about conscience. He said, "If you see something wrong and you keep quiet, you are part of the problem. I will always stand for justice, no matter who it offends." His video continued to trend for days, and more people began to join the conversation. Many agreed that Ruto and VeryDarkMan had spoken the truth that needed to be said. They said the Southeast governors should wake up and stop pretending. They said the people are watching, and time will show who truly stands for justice and who hides behind silence. After President William Ruto and VeryDarkMan spoke strongly about Nnamdi Kanu's situation, Aloy Ejimeka, who is Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, decided to speak out as well. His voice carried both pain and truth. He said that what Ruto and VeryDarkMan said was not only correct but also long overdue. According to him, many leaders from the Southeast have been pretending to care about Kanu's case, but deep down, they are doing nothing meaningful to help. Ejimeka said that it is sad that someone from another country, like Ruto, could speak so boldly about Kanu's situation, while leaders from Kanu's own region act like it is not their problem. He said that this type of silence is the reason why justice has been delayed for so long. He explained that as Kanu's lawyer, he has seen how politics has made things more difficult than they should be. He said the case has turned into a political game instead of a fair legal matter. He said, "What Ruto said is the truth. Some of the governors from the Southeast are not ready to stand for justice. They have power, they have access, they have voice, but they are too afraid to use it. They are not ready to take any bold step that may annoy people in Abuja. But justice is not about fear, it is about truth and courage." Ejimeka explained that since Kanu's detention, he has waited for strong action from these governors. He expected them to visit the president together, hold press conferences, or even meet with the Attorney General to demand his release. But instead, most of them have chosen silence. Some even pretend to be concerned only when it helps them gain popularity among their people. He said leadership is not about wearing suits and speaking fine English. It is about defending the people you claim to represent. He said that if these governors truly loved the Southeast, they would have united long ago and taken one strong stand for Nnamdi Kanu's release. He said their fear is killing the spirit of leadership, and their silence is making the people lose hope. Ejimeka also said that he has spoken to many officials and knows how easily things could move forward if the Southeast leaders stood together. He said, if the governors come together and speak with one voice, the president will listen. But when one governor is speaking, and 4 others are keeping quiet, it sends a message that the region itself is divided. That division is one of the biggest problems we have today. He said he respects President Tinubu as the leader of Nigeria, but justice cannot be one-sided. He said Tinubu's government has a chance to show maturity by solving this issue peacefully, and the governors have a duty to push that dialogue forward. He said the matter is not about hate or rebellion, it is about fairness and rights. Ejimeka also spoke about how the detention of Nnamdi Kanu has affected peace and security in the Southeast. He said that when people feel that justice is not being served, anger and frustration grow. He said that Kanu's continued detention has caused tension, and those who can end it are sitting quietly because they are afraid of losing their political comfort. He said that this kind of fear is not the sign of true leadership but weakness. He said, a governor's duty is not to serve himself, but to serve his people. When your people are crying for help and you keep quiet, you are betraying your oath. You are betraying the very reason you were elected. Ejimeka called on all Southeast governors to wake up and act. He said there is still time to do the right thing, but the time is running out. He said if they continue to stay silent, history will never forget it. He warned that people will remember who stood for justice and who folded their hands when it mattered most. He added that this case is not about politics, ethnicity, or tribe. It is about one simple thing: justice. He said that Nnamdi Kanu deserves to be treated fairly and that his rights should not be ignored because of political reasons. He said every leader who truly believes in democracy should support fairness and due process. Ejimeka also praised VeryDarkMan for using his platform to speak boldly. He said it is encouraging to see young Nigerians using their voices for justice. He said, I may be a lawyer, but I am first a human being. And when I see people like VeryDarkMan and Ruto standing for what is right, I know that truth is still alive. He reminded everyone that silence has never brought peace in history. He said peace only comes when the truth is faced directly and injustice is corrected. He said that pretending that everything is fine will not make the problem go away. Instead, it will make it worse. Ejimeka said he will continue to fight legally and peacefully for Kanu's freedom because that is his duty. But he said his effort alone is not enough. He needs the support of the governors, the lawmakers, and the people. He said that the fight for justice is not one man's battle, it is a collective duty. He ended his statement with a strong message: let the truth be said without fear. Nnamdi Kanu's case should not divide us, it should unite us. This is not the time for silence or fear. This is the time for action, courage, and truth. If you call yourself a leader, show it now. Because history is watching, and the people will never forget who stood for them when it mattered most. After his statement, many Nigerians praised Aloy Ejimeka for speaking with courage and wisdom. People said he reminded them that justice is not about politics but humanity. His message, combined with those of Ruto and VeryDarkMan, created a powerful wave across the country. It made many citizens start asking why those with power were still quiet. His calm but firm words reminded everyone that freedom is not a favor but a right. He made it clear that silence helps no one and that justice delayed is justice denied. For many Nigerians, his message became a symbol of hope, a reminder that even when leaders fail, there will always be voices that rise to defend the truth.